What do I look for during a credit report check for a potential tenant? This is Rick Jarman, real estate investor in Old School. After my little video I did yesterday, I had several of y'all to DM me what I look for on their credit report. And some of you said, like, what does their Beacon score have to be? Well, I'm gonna tell you, I don't even go by the Beacon score. Most of you know there's 3 credit bureaus that report your credit. And if any of you's ever bought a car or whatever, they pulled your credit and maybe they let you look at it. You know, they don't usually give it to you. There's another type of credit report. It's still through the credit bureaus. I use Equifax, by the way. I call it, it's just the old school method. This one doesn't even have the Beacon score because I'm not studying the Beacon score. What it does, it'll start out with, I've got one here that I'm going to read off of a little bit. I don't usually plan for nothing, as y'all know, but I had my office manager run me off one that I could take a look at. So usually on this form, left-hand side has your typical stuff, the birthday, social security number type stuff. But the right-hand side, it has potential negative information. It's kind of like a summary of what you will find in the report. And when I look at, it'll show repossessions, it'll show charge-off accounts, it'll show public records, bankruptcies, collections. It also shows how many times they were over 30 days late, how many times over 60, how many times over 90. Then it'll have their address, any fraud victim alert. Well, then it drops on down and it talks about, it gives you their date of birth and their social security number again, and name, age, that kind of stuff. How long they've been reporting on them, so how long a person's had credit, basically. It'll have a summary of their active installments and what they total, their credit limits, how many times, shows how many times it's past due, what the balances are. Now all that's on the front page before you even get into the credit part. But like I said, that potential negative information I talked about on the top right-hand corner, where it talked about how many times late and all that stuff, that'll tell you basically what's inside here. But you still won't look, because I don't care a thing in the world if they got a medical collection against them. A lot of people don't have insurance. They can't help it. I don't care if they're late on their student loan. That ain't bothering me none. What I do look for, are they paying the bills? I look, are they paying their utilities, the phone bills, gas bills, water bills? If they're paying all that, and they were paying the landlord, because we've sent the landlord, the present landlord and the previous landlord, a sheet to fill out, and he tells us what he rent to them again, or were they a good tenant, did they abide by the rules, all that. You get that back and you pull the credit, and you look at it, you got a pretty good picture of what's going on in their life. I tell you, boy, people don't realize how much a credit report will tell you. My old saying is, liars can number, but the numbers don't lie. But you can look down through there and you see, okay, it breaks them all down, if it's a credit card, how much the minimum payment is, how much they owe. You can add all this up and see if they can even afford what they're trying to lease, because you've had them fill out application, and the application talks about how much money they make, and you got proof of their income. But if you go through here, and also on the breakdown, it'll show you on each loan that they have how many times they were late. People don't realize, but if you're late on one thing, like you hear people say, I paid my credit card late, they charged me a fee. Well, that's bad, you had to pay a fee. But if you didn't go over 30 days late, it doesn't show up on your credit. Whatever's going on has to go over 30 days. So keep that in mind. I've touched on that a little bit once before. If you're struggling with your bills, you need to know who's reporting you to the credit bureau and who's not. And if you got to go over 30 days, I'd go over on the one that's not reporting. That way it don't hurt you. That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it didn't cost an extra dime. All right, well, that's basically it. And then at the very last page, it'll have a listing of everybody that has pulled the credit. Remember, like I told you, to tell you, for 24 months, everybody's pulled the credit. Well, you can look at the people they owe, and then look on that back page and see, were any of these people the ones that pulled the credit? Did they rent to them? Did they give them a credit card? Did they give them finance the car for them, whatever. But that's how it works. So now you notice there was nothing about that about the Beacon score, but this was from the credit bureau. Because like I said, I don't care what the Beacon score is. They may have a high Beacon score, but don't pay the utilities or don't pay the previous landlord, but they're paying the car payments and the, credit cards, but everything else is kind of falling behind. And if these other people don't report it, you don't know it. So I want to see exactly what they owe, who they owe, how much they owe, who they're paying late, who they're not paying late. I don't care what the Beacon score is. And something else I like about we have this right there in our office. We charge a $35 application fee. So we check 2 or 3 credits a month. Through that, the application fee covers our fee. Did that make sense, folks? Okay. We got a $35 application fee when they turn in their application to us to look at about renting a house. We do about 3 of them a month, 4, whatever that adds up to, it just about covers the fee. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, I was kind of rushing on this because my phone's been ringing. It's Friday afternoon, and it's like everybody wants to call. And I put it on that do not disturb, but you know what? That sucker still rang. But anyway, y'all get the gist of it. Don't worry about the Beacon score. You look at what's going on with them. Now, if you're not where you can get it off the credit bureau, hooked up, one house, it's not going to be worth it to you. But you make them pull their own credit and bring it to you. But look it over, know what you're dealing with, and that'll help you a lot. When you fill out the application, but to talk to both the landlord, the current landlord, and the previous landlord. And you say, why the previous landlord? Well, the current landlord may be ready to get rid of them. He may say, oh, they good, you like having them. When really he's thinking, I want them suckers gone. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. And I'll talk with you tomorrow. I've already got a couple of things in mind I won't touch on. But this one might have been a little long, but there's a lot to cover. And of course, it takes me a little longer anyway, slow as I talk. So y'all have a good day.